Hello everyone, my name is Leo, and with the GP200JR, Valeton has added a new member to its family of pedalboards, which is becoming popular and popular. Therefore, I think it is worth sharing together the main characteristics of each unit and their main differentiating factors. Let's start! We will now compare the four units according to the following parameters: number of amps, cabs and mic, third-party IRs support, effect chain, MIDI availability, number and type of inputs and outputs, foot switches and expression pedal at our disposal, screen size, looper time and drum machine availability, ADA converters and USB connectivity, power dimension, weight and price. In terms of amps, cabs and mics, the GP100 has 45 amps and 40 cabs available, where the other units share 71 amps and 70 cabs. With neither of the units you can choose the mic or its position across the cabinet, which is something I miss in terms of sound shaping possibilities, as I think that the mic and its position across the cab is really important. But here the philosophy of Valeton, I think, is to keep things simple and of course keep the price low. All the units support third-party IRs with 20 user slots at our disposal. In terms of effect chain, the GP100 offers 10 effects blocks where you can change the position of each block, but you cannot have many instances of the same effect in the chain. The main difference between the GP100 and the other units is that the GP100 bigger brothers offer one more effect block to insert in the chain, with 11 effect blocks instead of 10. The GP100 and the JR does not offer MIDI connectivity, which is offered by both the GP200 and the LT. In the LT, in fact, there are mini jacks. I think it's a pity that the JR does not offer MIDI. Actually, it's kind of strange to me that the units with the bigger numbers of foot switches offer MIDI, where the units with less foot switches does not offer it. And well, it's where I have the smallest number of foot switches that I would need MIDI, and not the other way around, at least in my opinion. In terms of I/O, basically the GP200 and the JR offer the same type of I/O with a guitar input, a mono effect loop, balanced and unbalanced stereo out, headphone out and an aux in. The difference with the LT is that it does not offer balanced and unbalanced out in different sockets, but it offers both balanced and unbalanced in the same sockets via TRS jacks, where the GP100 has only unbalanced outputs. Obviously, the unit with more foot switches is the regular GP200. Here it is worth noticing that the LT is the only one which is missing the expression pedal, but in order to compensate, it offers two input for external controllers, where the JR and the regular GP200 offer only one, and the GP100 does not have any input for external controllers. The GP100 has a smaller screen compared to the other units, which all offer a 4.3 inches screen, not touch sensitive. The GP100 offers a 90 seconds looper, where the other units double the time at 180 seconds. In terms of ADA converters, they are all at 24 bits and 44.1 kHz, where the GP100 has a USB Type-B port and the other units offer a Type-C port, which is much more user-friendly in my opinion, as it is reversible. Here I would also mention that I would have preferred 48 kHz instead of 44.1, as I always record at 48 kHz. In terms of power, they all run at 9 volts, but the GP100 requires 500 mA, where the other units are more power hungry at 1000 mA. In terms of dimensions and weight, obviously, the regular GP200 is the bigger and heavier unit, where the GP100 is the smaller and lighter. It is interesting to notice that the LT is smaller and lighter compared to the JR. And finally, the price. Here I would say that the price difference between the LT and the JR is really small, but also the price gap with the regular GP200 is pretty narrow. All in all, the main differentiating factors are the different balanced and unbalanced out offered by the regular GP200 and the JR, where the LT has balanced out via TRS jacks and the GP100 only unbalanced out. And then I would highlight the missing MIDI ports in the GP100 and in the JR, which is pretty limiting, I would say, especially for the JR, having less foot switches compared to the regular GP200 and the LT. At the end of the day, if I had to choose, I would get the regular GP200, which would offer a longer longevity at a pretty small price difference compared to the other units, still offering a pretty small form factor. If you ask me the main weaknesses of the whole family, I would mention the missing mic simulation, which is for me a pretty important tool in order to shape our tone, and the 44.1 kHz, where I typically record at 48. On the other hand, the main strength is the quality of the Valeton amp simulations, which are pretty realistic, offering a compelling value for money for each of the units, but especially for the regular GP200, where at 350 bucks you can get a pretty good solution at a reasonable price, and you can get one even second hand, so even at a lower price. That's all for the today video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and ring the bell, and see you soon. Bye bye.